Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 23 rebuild. In today's episode, we're going to be rebuilding the Chicago Bears, but with a new addition of Chase Claypool here. But I gotta say, Chase Claypool for a second round pick kind of seems a little steep. In my opinion, I would personally pay at most a third round pick for him because you gotta think, there's a lot you can do with the second round pick. Seahawks drafted DK Metcalf in the second round with in the second round with their pick. Like, there's a bunch of good receivers in the second round that you can get better than Chase Claypool. I mean, obviously, it's not a guarantee. Chase Claypool is a solid player, so I guess you're technically reassuring yourself that you're getting at least a decent player rather than a boom or a bust. You know, Michael Thomas was a second round pick. There's plenty of good second round pick receivers, including George Pickens, who has been pretty good this year. But just Chase Claypool for a second round pick seems a little bit steep to me. I think a third round pick would have been fair, but either way, they're getting Justin Fields a weapon. But I think what Justin Fields needs more than literally anything would be probably an offensive line, because if you don't have an offensive line, you won't have time to throw the ball regardless. So if your offensive line can give you all the time in the world, it doesn't matter how bad your receivers are, they will eventually get open. So it is about getting this offensive line rebuilt. Justin Fields. A lot of Bears fans are going to hate me for saying this, but I really don't think Justin Fields is that amazing of a QB coming out of the draft. I mean, yes, he's young. He still has time to develop. He obviously had a bad coaching last year. He has a horrible team. They didn't get a first-round pick this year because they basically gave up 2 first-round picks to get Justin Fields to move up in the draft, and they traded with the Giants. So that's just a big thing. I don't know. It may take a couple years, but it's really hard for me to believe in Justin Fields because going into the draft, I believe that Justin Fields and Mac Jones were going to be the 2 QBs that just didn't pan out, in my opinion. So that was just my opinion. I know Bears fans are not going to like it, but again, it's just an opinion. He still has time to develop. But anyways, let's look at the rest of the team. Darnell Mooney, David Monty, Khalil Herbert, who's actually been pretty good for the Bears these past weeks. Yeah, I'll keep him there. I was gonna increase his development, but I think he'll be fine. Cole Kmet, who honestly really isn't that good. I don't know why he has started. He's really never really been that impressive. Looking at the defensive side of the ball, just it needs huge improvement. They got AJ Klein from the Roquan Smith trade with the Ravens. I'm super happy with it. Also, we should get a second round pick from the Ravens, so I might need to take that from them. And then Jalen Johnson, who's pretty good. Eddie Jackson, he's been bouncing back this year. Last year he was not that good, but this year he bounced back. Jaquan Brisker, he's actually been doing good. I'm gonna give him start of. I don't really care if people cry in the comments. Also, he got kicked in the nuts by Mac Jones and not even a penalty, so he might not be able to have kids ever again. So there's that. And yeah, this team is looking quite awful. That's really the best I can say about it. But yeah, we're gonna need to trade out. We're gonna need to take the Ravens second round pick. So I'm gonna go do that, but you guys probably won't see that. So let's get into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 3-4. I think the Bears are actually 3-5 in the real life. They just lost to the Dolphins 32 to I believe, yeah, or they might be 3-6. I believe they just lost to them 32-35. I'm surprised the Bears offense put up that many points, but we're gonna choose an auto-generated rookie class here. A lot of QBs at the top of the board, of course. That's normal, and then it looks pretty decent for offensive linemen is what I want to focus on, especially. We're gonna go to where's my scouting national focus? There it is. What is the strengths of the class? Cornerback, wide receiver, right tackle. I'm going to do offensive tackle to focus on because we desperately need that. I don't think I'm going to take an offensive lineman in the first round, maybe another weapon for Justin Fields, but we got a breakout QB challenge, which could be huge for us if he plays well against Dallas. So Justin Fields could be good. Let's see what he got here. 4 total touchdowns. Throw 1 or fewer interceptions and have 350 scrimmage yards or 4 touchdowns. He better have 350 scrimmage yards, bro. He's not getting 4 touchdowns. I can already guarantee you that. View Weekly Awards is a Justin Fields. Who do we got? Justin Fields, 3 passing touchdowns, got sacked 3 times, which is unacceptable. 36 rushing yards, 279 passing yards. Okay. Fred Warner had 19 tackles on a game. That's kind of crazy. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we're going to have here. We're going to have Brian Pringle. No. Dante Pettis. No. Nikhil Harry. God, no. Why? This just shows you how horrible this team is. David Montgomery is all the way back here for some reason. Okay, interesting, but I do want to re-sign David Monty whenever I can, but for right now I can't. So anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to move in to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs now, making the playoffs, having the worst offense in the league. Not surprising, but 7-10 for the Bears as we're coming off a loss to the Vikings. Stats and awards, let's see what we got here. Justin Fields, horrible. Second worst offense in the league in yards, ninth best defense though, which is really surprising. Justin Fields almost 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be for the touchdown to interception ratio, but we're going to rock with Justin Fields because, he's part of the rebuild. Rushing wise, David Monty only 5 touchdowns, but 4.3 average is decent. Only 205 carries, which is a bit surprising. Darnell Mooney, 1,200 yards, 4 touchdowns only though. Cole Kmet, 0 touchdowns. Interesting. Dante Pettis with 11 touchdowns. Interesting as well. Defensively, Morrow with 130 tackles for a loss, 20 for Gibson, sacks 18.5 for Gibson. How? Okay. He's a beast. Interceptions, 4 for Jaquan Brisker, the rookie. He's a beast. Safety, 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. So hopefully Brisker gets superstar dev and Gibson should for sure get superstar. But anyways, we're going to move into the offseason. And the Bengals and Joe Burrow wins the Super Bowl MVP against Jimmy G, who loses another Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson wins the league MVP. Zach Taylor wins the Coach of the Year. And there are no awards here for the Chicago Bears. Unfortunate how Jaquan Brisker did not win Defensive Rookie of the Year. That would have been cool. But what do we got offensively? No upgrades, not a surprise. Defensively, Gibson gets superstar dev. That's not a surprise. 20 tackles for a loss and 18.5 sacks is crazy. So let's look at the rest of the defense. Looks like he's the only person on our entire team to get an upgrade, and Eddie Jackson is regressing. Well, his morale is down by 1, but he will be regressing. So that is unfortunate. We're going to look into the retirements and the players we have to re-sign. We have to re-sign David Monty, so hopefully he still has a decent interest in re-signing with the team because I would like him back. He had a decent average as well last season. 2022 retirements, let's see what we got. We got the NFC North, I believe. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers retires. That's big for us. Well, actually, Jordan Love is a beast in simulation, so forgot about that. But we're going to look into the players ready to negotiate. Where is he? Where's David Monty? David Monty, here you are. No interest in re-signing. Guess what? I don't care. You're staying with the team regardless, David Monty. Up the money, and he stays with the team. Good stuff. Overpaid for him, but he's one of the best players. I think he's the highest overall offensive player we have, which is a bit sad. But we have a lot of money going in free agency, $158 million, so let's move into it. Here we are after free agency. We got a big signing in Jack Conklin. He was one of the few players that actually wanted to play for our team. I kid you not, almost everyone had no interest in playing for our team, but I honestly would not have an interest in playing on a horrible team and living in Chicago. We also got Will Lutz on a stupid cheap deal. But anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to move into the draft. In the first round, I'm picking up a defensive back out of Kansas State. Only normal development, Trayvon Gadius. Unfortunate that he only has normal dev, but he was a great athlete and he's a zone coverage archetype. But hopefully we're going to pick up a offensive lineman in this next round. And in the 5th round, I picked up a bunch of other offensive linemen in the previous rounds. They just weren't that good. Jake Mann, a new center, 6'3", only 292 pounds, not even in the 300s out of California. Hidden development, though. That's going to be big for the team. So this is the team after the draft and free agency. O-line has improved significantly. This guy I picked up in... Ooh, he's actually pretty good. I picked him up in, I think, the 4th round. Vince Goodwell. Rookie. He's going to be behind Cody Whitehair until he leaves the team. Man is a 74 overall, and I got him in the 5th round. What a steal of a pick. That's like a first-round talent. And then Jack Conklin's going to be good for us. I should look into getting another weapon for Justin Fields, but for now, he's fine. Defensively, Gibson is kind of our only edge rusher. AJ Klein has regressed really bad. Yeah, this team is not that good. Gadius is a 76 overall. That's a really good pick. 76 is a good overall. He just didn't have a development trait, which is unfortunate. Yeah, just unfortunate there. Yeah, I'm going to keep Johnson as my slot. So apart from that, guys, maybe we can get a winning record this year. Who knows? Let's get to the midseason. And here we are at the midseason mark with a winning record, second in the division, 4-3. And this game will determine who will take the division. And I forgot to do the breakout QB challenge in the last season, so ignore that. Jalen Johnson is a player we need to have back. Give him a player-friendly deal, and he resigns. Darnell Mooney, he's for some reason wants to be with the team, so I'm not going to give him more money. I would have, but he doesn't want it. Gibson also wants to be on the team, so we're going to just extend his length, and he stays. Cool. Cole Kmet. I'm honestly going to let him hit free agency. He's really not that important to the team. I really don't care about him. I already got Santos's replacement. Actually, since he's so young, I feel like I can get something for him. And straight up, okay, Cole Kmet for, I don't know how you pronounce that. I'm just going to call him Triron. I don't know. Megatron. That's what I'm going to call him. No one else here. I'm going to make sure that my roster is adjusted correctly. I'm actually going to move that right outside linebacker we got to the edge rusher position. So we're going to move that here. What's his name? First name? Joe. Okay, thank God it's something simple. Swear I could not pronounce that last name for the life of me. We're going to move him down to the right end position. So that way he's just a little bit more useful there. And the pass rush, is Gibson a left end technically? Yeah, he is. Okay, just want to make sure that the CPU was not screwing everything up. So Cole Kmet for a moderate edge rusher. We still need a whole new linebacking core, and he's going to be there. And yeah, cool. I like that. And then we also need to do a scouting focus. I'm going to do linebacker. If you guys cannot already see how horrendous our linebacking core is without Roquan Smith. So we're going to do inside linebacker, actually. We're going to do that. Cornerback, defensive tackle, and receiver are the strengths of this class. I don't really care because I desperately need a linebacker. So we're just going to rock with that. And also, let's see if we can beat the Minnesota Vikings to take over this division. I'm going to make sure not to forget this. What do we got here? We do. We take over the division of 5-3. Let's go. It's now time to move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, securing it because of the blowout win we had against the Lions in Week 18. 9-8, top the division, and everyone got 9-8. That win against the Vikings was huger than we thought. It looks like the Packers slithered in. It looks like the Vikings missed it 9-8 as they went third in the division. If the Vikings had beat us at that midseason, we probably would have missed the playoffs. Anyways, let's see the stats and awards for Justin Fields. Mid, beyond horrible. Offense, 29th. Defense, 4th, as they continue to carry us. 4,100 yards, 27 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Like, that ratio isn't much better than last season, but I guess the yards are better. David Monty, 1,100 yards, 15 touchdowns, 4.0 per carry. Great season. Tyler Johnson, the slot, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. Darnell Mooney, 3 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Claypool, 9-10 and only 2 touchdowns, which is unfortunate. Looking at it defensively, A.J. Klein, 119 tackles for a loss, 13 for Joe. Sacks, 12 for Gibson, 9 for Joe, and 9 for Justin Jones. That's pretty good pass rush, actually. Interceptions, 5 for Jalen Johnson. Hopefully he gets superstar. Safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Eddie Jackson. Interesting. So anyways, guys, apart from that, let's see if we can beat the Washington Commanders to move on to the divisional round. Could we do it? We do not. 31-24. That's kind of what I expected. So let's move in to the offseason. And the Chiefs beat the Commanders by a whole 3 scores, blowing them out as Patrick Mahomes wins another Super Bowl MVP. Joe Burrow wins the league MVP. Zach Taylor wins back-to-back Coach of the Year. And there are no awards here for the Bears. I was really wishing my first-round DB actually got a defense for Rookie of the Year so he can get a development upgrade. Offensively, Man is only a starter, but I'm honestly really cool with that. How old is Frisker? He might just be the tight end. No, he's not going to be the tight end at 29. So, who is this guy? He's not going to develop fast enough. He doesn't even have a face scan, or he doesn't even have a face in general. Gadius is only a normal dev still, unfortunate. But Jalen Johnson gets superstar, so that's big. We need to improve our linebacking core significantly this offseason, even though the offense is kind of the problem. So I'm going to need a receiver weapon for Justin Fields in this free agency. So we're going to do that, but first we need to look into the retirements and if we need to re-sign anybody else. Maybe Joe needs a contract? I don't think so. Maybe not. Anyways, we're going to look into these 2023 retirements, see what we got for the NFC North. NFC North, Adam Thielen retires. I guess that's good for the division for us. So we're going to go into the players ready to negotiate. Let's see who we have here offensively. Anthony Frisker, no. And Justin Jones got 9 sacks. I'll keep him for a year. Well, he wants more money for sure because he doesn't want to be on the team. Yeah, he wants to hit free agency. I'm not going to bother tagging him. I gave him a lot of money just for 1 year, and he said no. I already got this dude's replacement. AJ Klein got star dev. Didn't even notice because he regressed so hard. Trevor Siemian, I'm not going to bother. I didn't even know he had star dev. We're going to move into free agency. After free agency, we got CeeDee Lamb, 90 overall, superstar development. Elton Jenkins, I'm going to move him to left tackle. Jeremy Chin, I'm going to move him to outside linebacker. Grover Stewart as a defensive tackle, along with Fletcher Cox. That defensive line is looking pretty scary here with the Cox in the middle of the defensive line. You know what I mean by that. Elton Jenkins, of course, going to move him to left tackle, as I said before, 28 years old, but that's fine with me. He won't start regression until like 32. So, offensive line solidified for Justin Fields. Got CeeDee Lamb, got Chase Claypool, got Darnell Mooney, got a good back, a 90 overall back. I might even get him a tight end in the draft. He has no excuse to perform terrible this year. No excuse. Defense has been top 5 throughout the years as well. It was 4th this year, and then it was 9th the previous year. We were technically top 10 then, but still, the defense is performing well. Justin Fields is literally the problem with the team. If he does not perform this season, I am replacing him. I will get rid of him, and I will find someone else. I need an interior linebacker. And honestly, this secondary isn't bad with Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, and then the DB we picked up in the first round last year, Gadius, Jaquan Brisker, Jeremy Chin. Team's great. It's just all about Justin Fields. So let's get into the draft. At the end of the first round, I'm picking up Melvin Gant, hidden development middle linebacker out of Vanderbilt. Field general, 6 foot 227. He seems pretty good. So this is the team after the draft. I picked up this tight end in the second round. Doesn't seem to be that good, but honestly probably won't be much worse than Cole Kmet. Probably will sign a tight end as well. Gant is a 75 overall, so he seems to be a great pickup. This D-line is stacked. I like that. And this guy, yeah, these 2 guys I picked up in the later rounds, they don't seem to be that good, but I'll start them just because, you know, they're young. How old is Garrett? Chris Garrett, yeah, I mean, he's 26, but it's not like I'm going to re-sign him anyways. So, yeah, I'm going to go sign a tight end in free agency if I can, if there is any good ones. If not, I'll just develop the one I have, even though it probably will take a lot of time. Hold on, A.J. Dillon is in free agency? I'm going to sign A.J. Dillon. He's going to be a great power back. Why would anyone not sign A.J. Dillon? Cordero Patterson is there too. Dan Arnold, Anthony Frisker is back. No, not really that good of options. Wide receivers as well. Kendrick Bourne, Josh Reynolds, Richie James, KJ Hamler. KJ Hamler is a guy that I want to sign. KJ Hamler I'd be cool with out of Penn State. I forgot about that. So probably just adjusted my entire roster. But we're going to look back into the roster here to see what we got. I think Khalil Herbert we don't necessarily need anymore now that we have A.J. Dillon. I'm going to trade away Khalil Herbert and see what I could potentially get for him. I would really like a linebacker, even if it's a depth linebacker. Ronnie Harrison could move him to linebacker. Joseph, I'll take Joseph Jewell. Sky Moore, ooh. Sky Moore, interesting. Samson Amukum. These are all pretty good picks, but I think I'm just going to take Joseph Jewell for Khalil Herbert. And for sure, the 58 overall right tackle. So I don't think I'm going to re-sign Jewell even. I wasn't going to re-sign Khalil Herbert anyways, but Jewell is just going to be there just for depth. I'm not going to move him to right outside linebacker. Shelton I'll start. Maybe he does something. And Jeremy Chin is not going to be the sub linebacker. We're going to have it like that. And A.J. Dillon's just going to be a depth player all around. Slot is going to be Chase Claypool. And yeah, I like everything that we got here. KJ Hamler, I got all the weapons for Justin Fields. It's literally up to him. It is up to him. If he does not perform, he is off the team. Anyways, we're going to move into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 6-1 top the division coming off a blowout win against the Buccaneers. It looks like he finally stepped up. Breakout wide receiver. I'll try to remember this one. Who is this coming up? What is this? Who is this? CeeDee Lamb. He's not getting 4 touchdowns. Okay, cool. I mean, he's playing the Lions, so potentially. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we got here. We're going to have Eddie Jackson. Can I get you on a 1-year deal? You want 3 years? Hell no. You're mad old. Grover Store, I would be cool with a 1-year deal. Well, let's do that again, man. We'll do that again. Grover Store is back. Chase Claypool doesn't want to play. Too bad. You're going to play. You're going to be on this team whether you like it or not. You're a depth receiver. Technically, you're a depth receiver now because Darnell Mooney's starting in front of you. Tevin Jenkins, I'm going to give you a player-friendly deal and then spread it out a little bit more. He resigns. Good stuff. Cody Whitehair, I kind of already have your replacement behind you. I mean, he's not that high of an overall, but he's decent. So, and you're going to regress to like 70, like 877. So I'm done with you. Joe, I don't care. You got like 9 sacks last season. You're going to play on the team whether you like it or not. So you're going to do that, and he's going to resign. Good stuff. Why does nobody want to play for the team? The team is good. AJ Dillon, we're going to up the money for you. And he resigns. Good stuff as a second string back. KJ Hamler. I'll be fine with the deal. I'll increase it a little bit for him. And he resigns. I'm cool with KJ Hamler. Yeah, that's fine with me. And Alex Leatherwood. God, no. What a horrible pick. First round pick. Everyone knew that was a retarded pick by the Raiders. They always do stupid shit. Anyways, let's see if that wide receiver does get a breakout challenge. For some reason, AJ Dillon's on the trade block. I love it whenever the CPU just forces things that I never ask for. So let's see if CD's Lamb, you know what I mean, wins this. Practice squad player signed. Okay. And we now have a breakout DB. What is this? View message from breakout. Well, it wasn't the game I was expecting to have. No surprise. But breakout DB now. I want to see this. I mean, we scored 33 points and lost. I'm frustrated, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Jalen Johnson, you're not going to get an X factor. I can almost guarantee that. But we will try again. I'm not going to worry about the tandem breakout because that's just for XP. So we're going to see what we got here. Come on. Show me it. And a breakout player, okay, 35 points. It's not the game I want to have. Okay, cool, Jalen Johnson. Wasted my time. Anyways, let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs with a first-round bye at 12-5. 12-5 first-round bye is kind of interesting, but second in points per game for offense and third in points per game for defense. Thank you, Justin Fields, for finally waking up, or was it all Monty? Justin Fields was great. Top 5 QB, maybe more like top 10, but third best offense in the NFL, fifth best defense in the NFL, 5,000 yards, 45 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Great year, finally stepped up. David Monty, 12 touchdowns, 4.1 per carry, 1,300 yards, and he's got quite a bit of touches, actually. CD's nuts. CD Lamb, 105 receptions, 1,400 yards, 11 touchdowns. Chase Claypool, 14 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. I'm going to give him superstar for that. Double-digit touchdowns, more than just double digits, and 1,200 yards. CD Lamb, he had 105 receptions. CPU might give him, but only 11 touchdowns. So I'm not going to give him X factor, but if the CPU gives it to him, I won't mind. Darnell Mooney, 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns. So it looks like Chase Claypool had 1 less reception and put up better numbers. Interesting. And also Tanner, the rookie tight end, 7 touchdowns. That's honestly not that bad for being a 68 overall. Defensively, Gant, 124 tackles for a loss, 15 for Gibson, 15 for Joe. Sacks is going to be 17 for Joe, 16.5 for Gibson, and Fletcher Cox with 9. Grover Store only with 2, unfortunately, but he was a run stuffer with 13 tackles for a loss. Joe's going to get superstar development. Interception 6 for Jalen Johnson. Hopefully he gets X factor. Safety 0, defensive touchdowns is 1 for the rookie free safety, Gonzalez. I don't know who that was, but he was behind Eddie Jackson. So let's see who we're going to play in the divisional round to see if we can move on to the conference championship at 12-5. The Commanders do not do 2 times in a row as they have Derrick Henry on the team now. Interesting. And 14-11, what a low-scoring game, kind of like how it was in real life. But we're here to face the 8-9 Los Angeles Rams. What is their ranking? Like, how did they get in the playoffs? They're 4th seed? Damn, that division must have sucked. Oh my goodness. Anyways, we're going to see if we can beat them in this simulation. So, let's jump into the conference championship at home. Here we are against the Los Angeles Rams at home, and as always, I'm just going to simulate to the end of the game because it just moves a little bit faster. Opening drive, we score. They strike back with 3 points. Just punts all around, and now it's 14-3. At halftime, 14-6. Still a 1-score game for the Rams, and come on. There, now it's a 2-score game. Okay, good stuff. Okay, yeah, game's over. Game's over. 31-13. We're going to be moving on to the Super Bowl, as this is now labeled as a successful rebuild. Here we are in the Super Bowl, here to face the 14-3 Chiefs. If we lose this, I won't be that surprised, but still, it's a successful rebuild because we already made the Super Bowl. Justin Fields has superstar dev. No surprise. Chase Claypool, I'm going to give him superstar dev. No, you're cheating. You're cheating. It's my rebuild. I'm going to do whatever I want. Dude had 14 touchdowns, 1,200 yards, and had less receptions than Darnell Mooney and put up significantly better stats. He's getting superstar dev. Tanner's already up to a 74 overall. I'm going to keep him as my tight end. Goodwill is a 77 with the morale, so he's going to replace Cody Whitehair eventually. Defensively, Gant is only a star dev. I'm fine with that. Gibson gets superstar X Factor, even though why does Joe not get it? Joe had more tackles for a loss and half a sack more. Like, that makes no sense. He's going to get superstar dev. He played better. He played better than Gibson, and he didn't even get a development upgrade. Interesting. Jalen Johnson didn't get a development upgrade, but I'm not going to force it on him. But, yeah. Okay, I'm cool with this. I like this a lot. Team's going to be good. I'm pretty sure Grover Stewart and Fletcher Cox are going to retire after this. But anyways, let's get into the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs. Maybe we can win it. I don't think so, but let's move into it. Here we are against the Kansas City Chiefs. Opening drive, they're going to score. It looks like we scored our opening drive as well, because it is 7-7 now, 14-7. Let's strike back. We do. Their offense is just way too high-powered as we're getting stomped into the ground before halftime. Oh, my goodness. Before halftime, it is 31-13. Come on. Let's get a comeback. 16th. Come on. That's not going to do anything. Yeah, we're getting stomped. We're getting humiliated in the Super Bowl. Come on. 40-22. That's very embarrassing. It's still a successful rebuild, but come on, man. And in the offseason, Clyde Edwards-Helaire wins the Super Bowl MVP, and it looks like there are no awards here for the Bears, as Patrick Mahomes also wins the league MVP and the Super Bowl. But we're going to see, actually, we've already seen the development upgrades. We're going to move into the re-signed players and the retirements. I'm sure Fletcher Cox and Grover Stewart probably retired, which is going to be a little bit unfortunate. But, yeah, it's just a little bit unfortunate. So 2024 retirements, let's see what we got here for the NFC North. No, Harrison Smith retires. It looks like our team wants to run it back, which is a little bit interesting. But anyways, players ready to negotiate. I don't think there's anyone here we need. Okay, sure, that right tackle. Eddie Jackson, I feel like I can find someone better in free agency. Cody Whitehair has a huge interest in coming back. And since he's an 80, I'll give him another year. He's better than the second string we have, so I'll slide him for another year. Everyone else can hit free agency. I want a right outside linebacker and a new free safety, so let's try and get that. So after free agency, we got Asante Samuel Jr., Patrick Ricard, James Bradbury, Zach Cunningham, who I'm going to move to right outside linebacker, and Richie Grant, who I'm honestly not too happy about. But if I can't trade for anyone, which I probably will try to in the draft, then I'll just rock with him. But I'm going to take Zach Cunningham and move him to the right outside linebacker position. Richie Grant, yeah, I'm just going to try to trade away my first round pick for a free safety in the draft. And wearing number 12 as a linebacker is whack. But anyway, Zach Cunningham is just going to wear it because I don't really care at the same time. Yeah, I really like it. This defense is so sick, honestly. Offensively, we're looking pretty nice as well. And yeah, apart from that, let's move into the draft. And I'm trading away my first round pick for Justin Simmons straight up to the Broncos. So that works for me. Now I'm trading away a 2, a 3, and a 4 for Travis Kelce. Super old, so that's why they took the deal, but our team stacked out, and now we have absolutely zero draft capital. Okay, so this is It's Vic from the future because my entire audio got corrupted during this part, so it's unfortunate, but this is the team we got. Justin Fields just needs to perform. It's unfortunate that he's only gotten to like an 81 to this point, but Patrick Ricard is also a 71 overall at a tight end, which is interesting. Got all the weapons for Justin Fields. This defense is absolutely stacked out. I love it just so much. I'm so surprised, honestly, how this team turned out. It sounds exaggerating, but honestly, the linebacking core could have used a little bit more developing, but we got a linebacker a little bit later. But anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to see if we can make the playoffs in the 4th and final year
Future Vic here again because the audio cut out until like a little bit into the stats. So we were 9-8 here to face the 12-5 Seahawks. Justin Fields shit the bed as he always does, other than the third season. The offense was terrible, defense was mid. Justin Fields is just, I wish I got rid of him earlier if I'm being honest, but I mean, I guess he led us to a Super Bowl. David Monty was pretty good, 4.8 per carry, 1,400 yards. CD Lamb was also pretty good, but now the audio is about to come back.
Okay, so CeeDee Lamb had 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns, did pretty good overall. I mean, everyone else was just mid. Looking at it defensively, Jeremy Chin, 129 tackles for a loss, 18 for Gibson, 16 for Joe, sacks, 14.5 for Gibson. He's honestly been the GOAT this rebuild. 12.5 for Joe, interceptions, 3 for Jalen Johnson, safeties is 1 for Gibson, defensive touchdowns is 0. Gibson is a beast. He's so good, honestly. And Chase Claypool has been pretty good. But let's see if we can beat the 12-5 Seahawks. I honestly doubt it. Can we do it? We don't. 35-23. Not really much of a surprise, honestly, but like it's still a successful rebuild because we made the Super Bowl. You can't really expect me to beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs are just goated in simulation. It's really unfortunate that we had to play them of all teams in the simulation. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this rebuild. Chase Claypool ended up, I guess, panning out on the team as it looks like the Seahawks beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl 21-18. Jeff Okudah is now on the Seahawks. Interesting, he won the Super Bowl MVP. I almost forgot who Jeff Okudah was, if I'm being honest. But looking at the rest of the team, Justin Fields, you're never going to get paid. This is what we got for the final season. Justin Fields just didn't step up. The entire team was ready to play, and he just screwed it up. He was the problem. And yeah, it's just unfortunate. But anyways, guys, apart from that, I thank you guys all for watching. And I'll see you guys all in the next one.